Week 3. The topics for this week include integers, evaluating expressions, and combining like terms. First, we have our integer rules. I will not take the time to read each one of these, so go back, read over each of the rules, and let me know if you have any questions. First, we have adding integer rules. Then we have subtracting integer rules. Then we have multiplying and dividing integer rules. Some examples. First, we have negative 29 plus a negative 52. Here, the signs are the same, so we would add and keep the sign, ending with the answer of negative 81. Negative 45 plus 35. Here, the signs are different, so we subtract and use the sign of the larger number, ending up with an answer of negative 10. Then we have negative 32 minus 25. Here we apply the subtraction integer rule, which I abbreviated KCC for keep, change, change. We keep the first number, we change the subtraction sign to addition, and then we change the sign of the last number to its opposite. So we would have negative 32 plus a negative 25. Then we apply the addition rules. The signs are the same, so we add and keep the sign, ending up with a negative 57. For our last example, we have negative 7 minus negative 9. We use the subtraction rule, keep the first number, change subtraction to addition, change the last number to its opposite, which would be positive 9. Then we apply the addition rule. The signs are different, so we subtract and use the sign of the larger number, ending up with the answer of positive 2. For multiplication and division, we have negative 6 times negative 9. The rule is a negative times a negative is equal to a positive, so our answer would be a positive 54. And then 18 divided by a negative 6. The rule is a positive divided by a negative gives us a negative, so our answer would be negative 3. In evaluating expressions, basically what we'll be doing is substituting in the given values for the variables and solving. To evaluate an expression means to find its value by substituting a given number for each variable. Here we have the problem a plus c squared divided by a minus 3c. In our instructions, it tells us to evaluate the expression when a is equal to 19 and c is equal to 5. So we're going to substitute 19 in for everywhere that we have a, and we'll substitute in 5 for everywhere that we have c. Doing that gives us 19 plus 5 squared over 19 minus 3 times 5. Then we can do our math. We have 5 squared, which is 25, and then we have 3 times 5, which is 15. Then we can add the top to get 44, subtract the bottom to get 4. Then we can simplify 44 divided by 4 to give us 11. Here, we are to evaluate the expression when c is equal to negative 4 and y is equal to 5. So everywhere that we have a c, we'll plug in negative 4. Everywhere that we have a y, we'll plug in 5. So that would give us negative 2 times 5 plus negative 4. Remember, PEMDAS, or order of operations, we need to do our multiplication first. Negative 2 times 5 gives us a negative 10. Signs are different here. Negative times a positive gives us a negative. Then we have plus negative 4. Signs are the same, so we add and keep the sign. We end up with a negative 14. Combining like terms. So in combining like terms, the things you need to know is that the variable and the exponent must be the same in order for the terms to be considered as like terms. I've listed some examples here for you to look over, and in the next slide we're going to apply those. So here we have 2 times w minus 2 minus 6w. Whenever you see parentheses like these, that usually tells you that you need to use the distributive property. So we'll multiply 2 times w, and we'll also multiply 2 times negative 2. 2 times w gives us 2w. 2 times negative 2 will give us a negative 4, because a positive times a negative gives us a negative. Then we still have our minus 6w that we bring down. Like terms are going to be 2w and minus 6w. So that means we'll subtract 2 minus 6w will give us a negative 4w, and then we still have our minus 4, which we bring down. We cannot combine these two terms because this term does not have a w. So our final answer is negative 4w minus 4. Here we want to simplify the following expression, and we do that by combining like terms. So our like terms, remember, have to have the same exponent and the same variable. Looking at that, we have 4x squared and we have our negative 13x squared, which are alike. So we can combine those two terms and get negative 9x squared. Then we still have our 6x and our minus 2. We bring those down for a final answer of negative x squared plus 6x minus 2. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, be sure to email me.